Hey Successful, welcome back to my channel. I am Daniela, your YouTube business coach. Today, we're going to talk about how you can build your business credit even with bad personal credit. So if you're in that place where you have started a business or you want to start a business and you are thinking about building business credit, but you are terrified because you have bad personal credit, I got you, because you actually don't need great personal credit to have good business credit. Now, it might be a bit easier for those who have better personal credit to get good business credit, but there is a way that you can do it yourself without having great personal credit as well, and that is exactly what this video is all about. One thing to understand about business and personal credit is that they're completely different. As we know, there are 3 credit bureaus that run our personal credit: Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. So we know that those are the 3 credit bureaus that will report different credit scores at time, depending on our past and our debt and things like that, right? But for business credit, those are different, right? So there's actually 2 of the same, but one that's different is Dun & Bradstreet. Dun & Bradstreet is a business that has been around for a very long time, and it is all about business credit. So already there is a completely different company that runs a lot of the business credit type of information that is not even associated with personal credit. So that's good to know, because you are, again, not very disadvantaged if you have a bad personal credit when you're trying to build business credit, because literally their standards and the businesses that run them are completely different. So that's one thing to know. Something else to know is that the way that business credit and personal credit is calculated is also completely different. So if you want to know how personal credit is calculated, I have a whole video on that which I can link down below. But long story short, a lot of it has to do with utilization. So if you, for example, have $1,000 credit limit on your personal credit card and you use around 500 of that means you have 50% utilization, which is really bad for personal credit, because they expect you to have around 0 to around 15 to 30% for it to be acceptable, as meaning that you are using your credit card responsibly. However, on the business credit side, you are not dinged for having maxed out utilization. So same example, if you have a business card that has a limit of $1,000 and you're using $1,000 of that every single month, there is no repercussions for having a high utilization. In fact, it's probably encouraged on the business credit route, because they know that businesses are then spending for their business and then, able to provide profits, provide jobs and things like that, right? So there's just completely different guidelines when it comes to personal and business credit. And the last big difference is that business credit has so much more opportunity to have a higher credit limit. When I applied for my first personal business my personal credit card, I think it was 500, and I built my way up and I had like maybe 20,000 of personal credit on different credit cards. However, for business credit, when I first started out, I think my first limit was 3,000 right off the bat, and that was me having no business prior credit. So that shows you that business credit, you have just so much more opportunity to have a higher credit limit than ever possible with personal credit limit. So that's really good, because you can tap into a lot of credit, which will give you a higher borrowing power, which just gives you a lot more opportunity to make investments or make moves for your business without having to worry about utilization and your credit score going down and things like that. They're just completely different guidelines when it comes to business credit, okay? So if you have bad personal credit, don't feel bad, okay? You just have been using the wrong type of credit. You need to go towards the business credit route where you won't be dinged for having a high utilization or doing things like that. You're gonna be completely fine. So let me explain to you how you can have build business credit with a bad personal credit. The first thing you need to do is you need to have your business registered as a separate entity, okay? This is important so that whenever you're applying for anything at all, you can put that business's EIN into the system. So applying for a separate business is basically going to your state. You can literally look up how to register my business and then put your state. I use Zen Business. Zen business is a registered agent, and I did them and they were able to file it for me. But you can do it yourself, or you can use a registered agent. It's completely up to you. But it does cost you money in order to register your business. In Texas, I think it was about $300 to register my business as an LLC. So it can be cheaper or more expensive depending on what state you live in. But this is great because what it means is that your business is now identified as a separate entity. So like my name is Daniela and my business name is blank, right? Like you are literally a separate person from your business, and your business is a person now, and it can loan things out, it can pay people, it can, you know, be sued, it can do all of those things because you are now a separate entity from them. That's the first thing you need to do when you get business credit. Second thing is that you need to get an EIN. I'm going to make a whole video about how to get your EIN. So I'll link it above or down below if it's already up on this channel. But all you need to do is go to the US government site. You can literally look up register for an EIN on Google, and you'll go to the US government site, right? And it's completely free to register and get an EIN. Do not let anybody tell you that they can pay you to get an EIN. It's lying. Like, you can get it for completely free if you do it yourself. It took me about 5 minutes to get my EIN. They send you the paper. It's like so easy, right? You can get your EIN. And what your EIN is basically your social security for your business. So just like you have a social security number for yourself, your business now has a social security number, but they call it an EIN. An employer identification number is what it stands for, okay? Next thing that you need is an email. You need a email that you can use for your business. You can separately just create another Gmail for your business, or if you want, you can go into Google Workspace. They have an option to, I think, $6 a month, and you can pay for like a .com email so that you're not looking like at gmail.com. But starting out, honestly, you're fine with, you know, the Gmail email. But if you do want to look more professional, I do recommend to go the Google Workspace route, or to go to another domain where they'll give you your .com email. I'm pretty sure that GoDaddy does it as well, and many other domain sites will do it for really, really cheap. The thing that you need is your phone number. You need to have a separate phone number for your business so that you can start applying for business credit. And then you also need a website. This is, again, does not have to be really complicated. I have other videos on my channel about how to, you know, start a business with a low cost, so I'll link those down below. But for a website, you just need somewhere that somebody can go on there. It has your domain name, and they are able to, you know, pay you, or you're able to capture payment through that website. So different ways to do it for really, really cheap. So make sure you just have a website that you can use for your business. So the best way to build business credit is to basically start out with a loan from somebody, right? So that's how you get credit. Credit is basically when you have a loan, or you have an amount that was given to you that you owe back, right? And the more and more you're able to do that, the more and more capacities that you're able to have money that you do not own into your account as a business, right? So there are 3 great companies that are good with this. There's PayPal, there's Kabbage, and there's Square. PayPal is great because if you set up your business with them and you're able to capture payment using PayPal, after around 3 months, what you'll be able to do is apply for a credit line with PayPal, which is great because they'll be able to validate your business because you literally sign up with them as their payment for payment, right? And PayPal is really quick with this. Even if you start today, right, and then you sign up with them, you collect some payments through them in the next 3 months, you can literally apply for business credit through them, and they will not require a personal guarantee, which is huge because as somebody who has bad credit, you do not want to go anywhere that's going to require you a personal guarantee, because when they do that, they probably won't accept your credit because they'll see that your credit is bad. So the great way to do this is just to go to lenders that do not require personal guarantee. PayPal, Square, and Kabbage are great with that. I've seen a lot of people do really well with PayPal. You can go in there and request a loan, and it's amazing because they literally can offer you like $10,000 right off the bat, just like that, if you have the you know, charges with them previously. So if you're in a place where you have bad credit, I would recommend going to PayPal, having them being your payment capture system, staying in there for a couple months, and sometimes they'll even reach out to you whenever they see that you're ready, or you can reach out to them after 3 months. But that would be really, really helpful. Another option for you is to open a secured savings account. A secured savings account is basically when you give the bank or a credit union a amount, right? And then they use that to create credit for you, and they'll report that to the bureaus. So in all of this, you want to make sure that all of your credit that you are taking out is being reported to bureaus. A great person to do this with is credit unions. Credit unions are really good with secured savings account, especially for new businesses. So go to your local credit union and get a secured savings account. So for example, if you have around $1,500 or even $500 that you want to start out your business credit with, you go and you give them that cash, and what they do is they'll keep that and they'll loan it back to you. So meaning that now you owe that amount, right? And then you're spending and paying things off, and then eventually they'll give you back the loan, the amount, when they see that you have been responsible, and then they'll probably up your credit limit, which will then build your business credit. This is a great way to do this for someone who's just starting out. It does not require a personal guarantee. I would definitely check out a credit union locally for you to do that, because they're really great with that. Something else that you can do also is to get vendor credit. So what does this mean? It means that whenever you're going to buy something for your business, for example, if you sell eyelashes, you have to go buy a bulk of inventory for your eyelashes, right? A lot of these vendors will do vendor credit, which will mean like, okay, so you have an agreement where you'll pay the amount for the inventory over a period of time, which can actually be business credit for you if they report to the credit bureaus. So you want to make sure that any vendor credit that you get is being reported, because it's great to build credit, but you want to make sure that these things are being reported to credit bureaus, and not all vendors report their information to credit bureaus. There are 3 vendors that I know of that will report your information to credit bureaus. Those are Uline, Quill, and Granger. So if you do vendor credit with them, they will report to credit bureaus. But if you pick somebody else, just make sure that you're asking them, hey, is this being reported? Because you don't want to take out credit if it's for no reason. Like, credit is great, but you want to make sure that it's actually helping your business build business credit. One caveat to this as well is that it has to be at least $50. So like, obviously, like $50 is not a lot of money, right? So you want to make sure that any transaction that you're using for your as vendor credit is at least $50, because that is the minimum amount that they will start reporting to credit bureaus. So I'm sure it's very easy for your company to, you know, loan out at least like $100 or $100 to $1,000 of supplies, whatever else that you may need, in order to see that business credit start growing. After that, you can really just start applying for regular cards. Or other really good starter out cards are the Amazon card and the Walmart card for business credit. And then as you finish that, then you can go into like the actual banks. There's like Chase, there's Capital One, Discover, but just do step at a time so that you're building as you go. Business credit is really for a long-term kind of gain. So you want to start out, but you'll see that as you keep building, you're gonna literally like increase so quickly, because once they see that your business is going and they can trust you, you just have access to so much more credit. So do not be discouraged. Keep building your business credit, and you will be surprised when you get there. Okay, so that's all I had for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and give me a big like. Comment down below what you thought, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. We are all about business on here. I share business strategy and business tips and things like that you can take to apply to your business. If you're in a place where you want to launch your business or you want to scale your business, this channel is for you. All right, you guys, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.